we'll start off with executive producer Jason Rothenberg. She plays Clarke. Eliza Tyler, please. He plays Bellamy. Bob Morley. She plays Octavia. Please welcome Marie Avgeropoulos. Can't call him Chancellor anymore, but he's still Jaha. Please welcome Isaiah Washington. If you need a mechanic, you know to call Raven. Please welcome Lindsey Morgan. And last but not least, please welcome the man who plays Lincoln, Ricky Whittle. So, a lot to talk about here, guys. I'm going to ask questions for a little bit, throw in some social questions. I'm going to get to you guys, so have your questions ready. Let's start off, though. Jason, season 10, I'm getting ahead of myself. Season 2. Spoiler alert. Obviously ended. A lot happened. Mount Weathered was taken out. Something is going on with Jaha right now. What can you say going into season 3? How will it begin? What will sort of the overall arc of season 3 be in a broad nutshell?
Okay, well, to start with a spoiler, we are going to have our first time jump between seasons. And we're going to pick things up a little time after, a couple months after Clarke bailed on people. And the season itself is going to be, I think, as different from season 2 as season 1 was from season 2. So we change it up every year. Obviously, the Alley story, the AI story really sets us in a new, much more, I think, science fiction direction, which I'm excited about. We started the show as a sci-fi, real hardcore sci-fi show. We were in space. Obviously, we lost that. I really missed that. And so this lets us get back to some really intense hardcore sci-fi, which I'm psyched for.
Eliza, Clarke, she had to do a lot at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
And she basically said she couldn't be there at the end. She had to take off after everything that happened.
She's finding herself.
She's finding herself. What do you think her frame of mind is, though, at this point? I mean, is she damaged, or is it just the weight of it?
She's gone batshit crazy. Come she's. I mean, what she did at the end of the season was so huge and traumatic, and I think that she's running away, which is very un-Clarke-like.
Mm-hmm. What we did.
Yeah.
We did.
So when we pick things up, I think she's going to be losing it a little.
Bob, for you, looking back at season 1, originally, Bellamy was sort of there was a co-leader thing happening in season 1. In season 2, obviously, once the other characters came down from the Ark, for a while your character was a prisoner, then he was off helping people in Mount Weather. What do you think his role might be now, coming back in with the larger group? And might he take another leadership role?
Clarke left him there to kind of do that, so I assume that he'll just do what Clarke couldn't do and become a leader.
Hey, hang on.
So new leadership might be ahead. Marie, obviously Octavia this past season was really kind of on the road to becoming a grounder in a lot of ways.
Finally.
Until they freaking left her there in that tunnel. And, she still has Lincoln, clearly, but...
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
After that of loss, how do you think she is feeling she can fit in with the group? Can she fit in with the group, kind of going back to them at this point?
I mean, I feel like Octavia hasn't really fit in anywhere growing up under the floor. Does that make you the cool
She was small, she fitted in there.
Ever. But, through Lincoln, she really found her place, within the world with the Grounders, and they really brought out the warrior in her. So I think she'd have a hard time going back to the Arkers and, be a little resentful towards those kind of people.
And Isaiah, Jaha was really going on this journey of faith. He was, leading some people along, saying, there's something that we're going towards. How do you think he's reacting now that he's got there? It's a very nice house. but it might not be exactly what he was expecting.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what kind of memes the fans are going to come up with now, because they had me in the Moses outfit. You know you did it. You know you guys did it. You know you did it to Jaha. He lost his mind. But I think
Camp
the
Jaha
good
in the house there. You see that player?
Good job.
That's what?
Camp Jaha.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna hold that question. You know what? I went out there late last night to see you guys. I know there's a one named Mimsy from Lansing, Michigan. I don't know if you're in here, but you know what? I gotta do this. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
We're spending the night and staying out there all night.
For our guys.
You guys don't appreciate us, but we're gonna give you a standing ovation. Thank you so much.
You guys rock!
Yeah! Hey, who's hungry? I'm hungry. I'm sorry. What was the question?
Just me.
The question, he was wondering what it was like to go from being Moses in season 1 to Jesus in season 2. And what do you do after that?
Oh, I thought I was Moses in season 2. So Jesus in season 1?
12 disciples, 12
disciples?
people, you know.
Well, I think, like I learned, Jaha is in a very fancy house with a very beautiful, not real woman. So I don't know how we're gonna have fun with that, but I think.
Wow, so maybe you'll really
Did I
enjoy
just say
yourself.
that? Did I just say that? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have fun with that. But he does have access to a nuclear warhead, so things should be interesting for Jaha.
Special.
Lindsey, Raven, she obviously had a lot in the first half of the season, especially, is dealing with this physical issue. Do you think she's come to terms with that, or is that something still lingering for her, sort of a bitterness over not being everything she felt she should be?
Yeah, I think she's still a little bitter, Eric. I think it's something about Raven that's so integral to the character for her to lose a certain strength to her, but to find an even greater strength into learning how to live and operate no matter what. And I think it shows her inner strength, and I love that I get the opportunity to portray someone with a disability on TV. I think it's really important, and I love that our show does that. So,
And,
she
who's
kicks
Still
ass.
kicking
does
ass
kick
and taking names.
Still kicking ass.
Ricky, it's funny when I say that this was a tough year for Lincoln, it's not like it was an easy year for the other characters on the show. But
It was so different to the first year, which was a breeze.
yeah. He might go through a lot here. He might have some physical duress. But yeah, he went through a lot in season 2. Obviously, he did get some comeuppance at the end. He got some revenge at the very end of the season. But has this permanently altered him, you think, the experience, even if he's not still maybe reapering out?
I mean, I think we're all molded by our experiences. Of course it's going to affect Lincoln, but I think the good thing about Lincoln is his moral compass has never changed. It's never wavered, and in the face of adversity, pain, loss, he's always tried to fight for what he believes was right. And he'll continue to make immense sacrifices for that belief and for Octavia. So I don't think anything's going to change. His life's a war. His body's a roadmap of pain and torture. He's used to it. Ooh. Bring on season 3. Game on.
Oh, Ricky, fancy. You gonna get back on drugs or what?
What's up, bro?
Probably not.
Lincoln.
Are you juicing?
Probably not.
You even lift, bro?
Those are steroids?
No way. Stop it.
Jason, it's not like the show, episode 3, I think, of the show had, a little girl murdering someone, and then she died the next episode. So it's not like the show was, light and fluffy. There was always darkness there, but season 2 went dark. Was this something sort of a real thing you wanted to do, or was it just where the story took you as you were, going into this idea and the themes you were exploring?
Both. We started the season, I knew that I was going to try to push them over the line. Mm-hmm. It was about how far would they go to save their people? At what point does the good guy become the bad guy? Was the sort of theme of the season. And, so we had that as a direction. The entire season we were building towards that moment when she had to kill all those people. It was very important to me, as sick as it sounds, that there were kids there, that there were people that had helped them in that room to make the choice as hard as possible. And so, that didn't seem to be a kind of idea that lent itself to musical numbers or, any real happiness. So, but those few and far between smiles, I think, it's funny, when we see them smile, it's like, oh my God, they can actually smile. We'll get some of that after the time jump, perhaps, but you could bet it won't last that long.
So mixing in a little social questions here, got one on Twitter from someone who identifies himself as Raven Reyes. I'm guessing that's not an amazing coincidence and not her actual name, but she asks, for Eliza and Bob, how do Clarke and Bellamy differ in dealing with the guilt and the consequences of their decisions? We were kind of talking about this a little bit before, but how do you think they're both processing this in different ways?
I think, well, Clarke's, like I said before, she's completely abandoned her people, so she's not dealing with it particularly well. I don't know about Bellamy. He's probably come out on top.
Yeah, I guess that he's going to have to, he's been forced to step into that position to look after the 44 on his own. So, but he just has to get on with it. It sucks, but he just has to do it.
They keep having new horrible things to avoid, so you can't do that, right? Marie, we talked a little bit about this, but the transformation of Octavia has been pretty remarkable since the show began. For you, what's it like taking the character from the "we're back bitches" version of Octavia to where she is now?
Oh my goodness, it feels like two different people, which is a lot of fun as an actress to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. And it was pretty cool to meet people today in Germany, and they haven't even seen season 2 yet, and I can't wait to do the whole "I told you so," thing, because it's easy to judge her at first, but then she becomes like this kick-ass warrior woman, which is so much fun to play.
Mm-hmm. And Isaiah, Jaha, he was in charge. He was the guy calling all the shots. Came down to earth, things had changed. How do you think he's dealt with that? Is there a part of him bitter about this, or has he sort of moved on from that?
I think a bit of all of it. You can't be in that position and sacrifice so much. What I do find interesting is that whatever he was trying to protect the Archers from, and what he thought he was trying to protect even the children from, once he realized what was going on, he ended up losing everything that he was trying to hold on to. And the irony of it all is that even during the culling, ironically, he's not the only one that has blood on their hands. From the very beginning, we're all,
right.
We've all have done some things that even with Finn, and just even the character Lexa, all these different things, everyone has blood on their hands thinking they're doing something for the greater good, and it just turns out to be pretty complicated. Mm-hmm. And it's going to continue that way into third season for Jaha for sure.
Question we got from Maria, and this is, I'll ask Lindsey, we'll see how much you might know yet, because these guys are about to start filming, they haven't yet. But she writes, Raven is such an inspiration, and she's been through so much. What can we expect from her story in season 3?
Well, I don't know how much I can say, but thank you. So they can hear me. They can hear me in the back. Raven's coming out on top, guys. I think season 3 is going to be awesome for her because you get to see the ramifications of season 1 and season 2 for Raven. Not only her physical endurance and storyline, but also at the end of season 2, she was in a really precarious situation physically again. She was already, as much as she doesn't want to admit it, delicate. And after, being in a bomb explosion and what happened in Mount Weather, she's worse off, and it's even harder to face. And, emotionally, she's really living her life without Finn and really feeling that grief. And there's someone new in her life, as far as, Whit coming in, and even that's a whole new obstacle for her. So she's really, you're going to see a new Raven because she's changed by everything she went through, and, she's trying to rebuild herself piece by piece.
No pun intended.
We're going to go to audience questions in a minute, so if you want to start lining up, I know there are mics out there in the darkness, well, darkness for us. But Ricky, how do you think Lincoln is getting along amongst the others? He began as someone completely mistrusted. Now he's fought by their side. He kind of stuck with them at the end of last season. Do you think there's trust there, or is there still suspicion?
There's trust what? What? Yo, hit me one more time, bro. No, what was the question? Trust issues. I believe there was trust issues, right? Lincoln's obviously, he's always been one for peace and one for simulation. He doesn't want this war, and he's always, as I said, fought for the greater good. And that's something he's going to continue this season. But as we know, he's living amongst the people, the Archers. The Archers only know grounders as those who have killed members of their own family and friends. So how would they feel about one of those people being in their own grounds, living amongst them? And how are they going to react to him, and how is he going to react to that? It's going to be very interesting to see those dynamics progress.
Mm-hmm. So, do we have our first audience question?
I don't even know if that was the question.
But we know you're out there.
No, you
They
didn't.
all heard you, though.
Yeah.
Everyone heard you.
Oh, we got it.
Sweet.
And they're tweeting.
Elaborate on things.
Hi guys.
Oh, we hear
Hello.
Perfect.
Where are you?
Right in the middle there.
Good, thanks. Hello.
I think I got my hat on.
Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
Now we see you.
I'm Mikey, and I just wanted to start out by saying I'm a huge fan of the show, of all of you guys, and everything that you do. And I just want to say thanks for giving the fans something to love. And thank you for filming in Vancouver. Yeah.
Do you work at?
Yeah, Bellamy. Oh, I'm stoked you remembered. My question is, how do you all handle the complexity of the show? Just because it's got so many twists and turns, and I don't think anyone expected the show to be where it is now, season 1, episode 1.
I skip their pages in the script and just go right to my parts.
She's not lying, actually. No, I mean, I think that it's a good answer because I don't know what everybody's process is in detail, but they focus on their character's journey. And, I know Isaiah, for instance, and I talk a lot. He doesn't ever want to know what's going to happen because I suppose that it would influence the choices that he makes in the moment, and that's what they're all trying to live in. I have to carry all 12 or all 100 of them around in my head, so I'm the real crazy one.
Next question from Khaleesi, I believe.
Hi, I'm Sophie Hansen. Well, first of all, I just wanted to thank the whole cast, but Lindsey in particular, for what I thought was a very accurate portrayal of someone with a disability. As someone who has kind of a bum leg myself, it was really cool to see, so thanks for showing us we can still be, powerful and strong with a disability.
Rock stars. You're the hottest Khaleesi ever.
Thank you. My question for the whole cast is, do you believe it is still possible for your characters to be good people in the classical sense as they try to survive?
Whoa.
Ooh. That's like the entire show's theme.
No one wants to go first.
Maybe there are no
good
good guys. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yes, I think they're all deep down pretty damn good.
I think they're decent people. They're just being put in a really terrible situation.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're ever going to be normal, nice people in the classical sense ever again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that the good thing about our show is there are no good or bad people. There's only perspective. And it depends on which side of the fence you fall. If you yourself find yourself in a jungle fighting for your life, it's your life, and you're trying to protect your loved one over people that you don't know, how far would you go? This is your life. This is your loved one's life. We like to think we'd all do the right thing. We'd all do the good thing. We'd walk away. We wouldn't do this. We wouldn't do that. But push comes to shove. If you're in that situation, I think we probably all find ourselves, protecting the ones we love. And that's all anyone's kind of doing on this show is taking it from their own perspective and fighting for the ones they love and the morals they're pushing forward.
I personally love the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Buddy, stop. Right.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
There you go.
I'm here all week.
But something I always imagine for the viewers is every decision all our characters make and what the show goes through is, you know, as I try to step out of it and as a viewer, what would I do? Like, as Lindsey, what would I do? And I think
No.
Yeah, and I think that's something that Jason really has created with this show, and he wants to create a society in the future where, you know, if we had to redo society, what would you do? Would you do it differently? What decisions would you make? How would it change you? And it makes you think, and I think that's a big draw to the show, and I think it's really important. We start thinking about it.
That's a great answer. I mean, that's what we do every day in the writer's room is we sort of try to paint them into situations where, like, there is no good choice. On one side, you kill 480 innocent people. You know, on the other side, if you don't do that, the 44 people that you love are going to be turned into bone marrow, you know, donors and killed.
Yeah.
So there is no easy answer in the show ever. That's sort of the way we try to, you know, really mess with them. And it will affect them going forward. And that's going to be the sort of formula till we're done.
Next question from young Harvey Dent.
Well, actually, a lot of people think that I'm Harvey Dent, but actually, I'm a fancy grounder.
Oh.
But instead of all that wool makeup around my face, just straight down the half.
I just got fooled.
I love it.
Killing the game, bro.
Fancy grounder.
Nailed it.
Hey, he sounds like he's getting ready for the third season, bro. Like he can work with Allie.
Fancy grounder in season 3.
Yeah, and what I was wondering was, in the last 2 seasons, you guys have made a lot of truly philosophical, hard decisions. And have those being in them affected your compass in the way that you even look at life?
Jason?
Really?
I
Give this kid a job. Wow.
Grilling you.
You've made me
That
question
is
my
the
philosophy.
best question I've ever got. No, it hasn't changed the way I view life, really. I have to all the time sort of like ask myself what I think and what I believe as we go in to tell these really dark stories. And, you know, the writing staff on the show is obviously all incredibly talented. And, you know, if I make a bad choice, I get slapped for it by certain people on our staff. But yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know if you're asking for each of them as people, as human beings, if it's changed them, or if it's changed their characters.
I think it's
What are you asking?
us as people, yeah?
Characters or people?
I think
People.
People.
Also, as
It
individual.
could be either or.
Well, it's definitely changed their characters.
Them as like people themselves.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of them, from the very beginning, for myself, I always looked at this show as an opportunity to show the flaws that we have. I mean, when you look at us chemically composed, the carbons and many things that we're composed of just to create a human being, we don't really amount to much when you look at gold and silver and other chemicals. So my thing with Jaha is always trying to find out what is the greater good instead of ourselves. Who is that? What is that? Is there a universe of God? Not really putting our finger on that, but trying to figure out the moral compass of what do you have to do. Again, and that's what Jason is so good at, is blurring those lines, is that what is moral, what is amoral, what is immoral. That is a proverbial question that I think all of our characters are going to continue to struggle with. And in terms of the individual, I always looked at this show as that, you know, the last time we were here, we've had some pretty inhumane things happen in the United States that we all have to wrestle with, that we just couldn't believe that another human being could do something to these other human beings. But again, with the inhumanity that we are addressing today, we can probably shine a light on how we can be more humane today.
You throw in a social question here. I'll get back to you in a second, I promise. I'm going to put you on the spot here, Jason, because it's a pretty specific plot one, but let's see what you say. Bianca asks, is there a possibility that Clarke will meet up with Murphy and Jaha while she's away?
Oh, I would love that. That would be cool.
Yeah, there's always a possibility. We love to cross people with each other that don't necessarily always seem to go together, but I can't talk about that. That's way down the line. Jaha's on an island somewhere in the, you know, Atlantic Ocean. Clarke is on walkabout, trying to figure out who she is. back home in Australia.
Wow.
So we'll see, is the answer to that.
Next question, please.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Michaela Renshaw, and my question is mostly for Jason, but a little bit for Eliza. After the heartbreaking finale of season 2, is there any hope of reconciliation between Clarke and Lexa, or is the relationship completely shattered?
Oh,
You
that's.
take that one first?
You can, yeah. You
Well,
should.
first of all, is there hope for reconciliation? I suppose there's hope for reconciliation because Alicia Debnam Carey's coming back to the show. Yeah. So that's a possibility, of course. But I think when they come together for the first time, there'll be fireworks in a way that we haven't seen before because Clarke is pissed.
I'm really pissed. I mean, she really messed it up. She had a really good thing going. I mean, it's Clarke, guys. But yeah, I think that's going to be really interesting to see how they butt heads or not.
Anything more you could say about when we might see her, how much we might see her?
No. I mean, AMC was awesome in terms of, the negotiation, and we have, a ton of story to tell. We're gonna really dive deeply into the Grounder world and the clans and the mysticism and spirituality of the Grounder world and how commanders are created. It's gonna be crazy. That's one of the things that I like the most in terms of world building. So that character lets us do that in a big way. So, yeah.
I like to see her have a time jump and go back and forth from Fear of the Walking Dead. If she get to play Lexa and the same character,
Shared universe.
Get to go back and forth.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I wanted to say that I love you guys so much. I can't believe I'm talking to you right now.
We love you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
We can't believe you're talking to us.
My question is mainly aimed for Eliza and Bob. What's your guys' opinion on Bellamy and Clarke's relationship romantically?
We've all noted Bob's hat, I'm guessing.
What? What was the question?
I think they make they're a good team. I don't know. I mean,
so confused.
I think that there's going to be some issues.
Yeah.
I mean, I really kind of pissed you off, didn't I?
Yeah, but they were a good team. I don't know, romantically, not so much, but Clarke, I think Clarke gave Bellamy the confidence to make decisions and to trust them, and she's taken that away and kind of left him alone. But I think he doesn't trust himself to be able to do that without her, so he needs her in that sense. I don't know what she kind of.
I don't think I'm really thinking about anyone at all at this point.
But romantically, I don't see it in the pairing in that way. That's the way I see it. And don't kill me, Clarke fans.
What I'll say about that is, you never know. I mean, these two actors.
Oh, we're playing that game now, Jason. You never know.
I have literally never shut that question down, ever. I think that these two actors have incredible chemistry. We see that every day. We see the same thing people online see, and you never know.
Thank you very much.
All the fingers on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
All the Bellark hashtags.
You piss one group of people off, or you piss the other group of people off.
Yeah.
Some Tumblr updates are happening. Next question, please.
My name's Kayla. I'm gonna take off my glasses because I'm gonna start crying.
Then we'll start crying.
Yeah.
Stop it! Hey! Didn't I tell you who?
I saw Bob at the Hard Rock last night, and I wanted to ask you this. What was your favorite? Sorry.
What did I do? He's about to jump. Here you go.
What was your
you did it last night, Bob. Might as well, Bob.
Wait.
What?
What's the question?
What was your favorite scene or most horrifying scene that you've had to shoot, and what was the outlook going forward with your career in acting?
Oh. Well, I can say that my favorite scene was with this guy and this girl when I was fighting you in the flashbacks, and then when we ended up at the tree. It was when I stabbed Dax. Dax?
Yeah, Dax.
In the throat, and then we sat at the tree, and he said he's a monster and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was
Ricky Whittle.
Might be getting a invoice.
Yeah, what did you break? And then the bit about my career, I'm not too sure about that. But that scene really stuck out for me because it was like the two ends of the spectrum where I was fighting Isaiah quite hard and then having a chance to kind of sit down and debrief in the show. You don't really get many moments where you get to slow down and sit and talk about how you feel. So that was a really nice one. But I think in terms of my career, working with all these guys and on this show has helped elevate my work. Like working with these guys are really good, and you only get better when you work with good people. So, I don't know. Sorry. I don't know.
Thank you very much.
That's a great answer.
Next question.
Great question.
Hi, my name is Isabel, and again, thank you for making a show that I can fangirl with all my coworkers about.
Yeah.
And everyone else. But my question is geared towards Eliza, more towards you. But have you read the books, and if so, how has that affect your approach to the script and how you act?
I read the first book, but it's so different. I mean, they're kind of two different animals, You've got, and it was a bit confusing for me, so I stopped there. Because I needed my head to be in Jason's version. So yeah, I mean, it was interesting reading how, I don't know.
Did you read it before we started, or did you read it?
No.
It wasn't out before we started.
Yeah.
It just came. Didn't it come out
I don't think it was
between
out
the
yet.
pilot and the start of the?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There was really no book when we started. There was sort of a treatment, a couple chapters written, and that's what I sort of used as a jumping off point to start telling the story. So that's why they're so different.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next question.
Hi, my name is Curtis.
Curtis.
So in a post-Lost sci-fi world where, they just throw up the title and there's really no song, you guys made the bold choice of doing actual theme song this season. I want to know what gave you the courage to do that.
It actually is kind of a courageous thing because you eat 30 seconds of screen time up when you do it, and we come down every episode long. So, I don't know, I felt like a good sci-fi show needs a good sort of title sequence. I was actually influenced strongly by Kim Shumway, one of our writers who has been bothering me about it from day one. And ultimately, I think she was right. I think it's awesome. I think it sort of sets the mood. It's not so long. Like some of these cable ones are like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long, and you fast forward them, I have to say. But ours is over before you know it, and I think it captures the tone of the show. So, and also it was sort of a cool view that we can't afford, frankly, since we don't have helicopters with cameras on helicopters. This was a way to sort of get above the world and see an aerial view of things.
Thank you very much. Next question from Dr. Quinzel.
Hi, my name is Jennifer. So my question is specifically for Eliza. I kind of was wondering, in terms of working on a show like this, what would be the biggest hardship from having to act out killing a room full of people, being forced to kiss your extremely attractive co-star?
Yeah, that was really hard.
Yeah, those are equally.
Oh no, I think the shooting the season finale, the emotional toll of that was pretty hectic. I mean, yeah, that set, walking through that set with all the bodies and crispy bodies too. It was just it was really full on. That was one of those days where I went home and was like, must get clean. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Next question.
Wow. Oh, hi.
Hi.
I'm Colette. I was wondering, what, besides your character, who your favorite character is.
Who are you asking that to?
Everyone.
Okay.
Isaiah can answer that one.
Isaiah?
Where did Isaiah go?
Where did he go?
Mr. Washington. There he is.
He only turns up for his questions.
Who's your favorite character besides your own, Isaiah?
I really like Adina Porter's character.
Me too.
I forget her name right now. The character's
Indra.
name.
Indra, your favorite character.
Indra, yes, yes.
I'd like to spend the day as Jackson, just running around being like, Abby, where are you, Abby?
No, I love all the characters, man. I think I'm proud of the show. You know how I felt about this show from day one. I don't have any favorites. I just hope that one at some point. I'm sorry, guys.
Catch your breath.
Oh my, no, I don't. That's the last thing I need. I'm good. That was the problem. Just cover it up. You know, over 50 guys is just not fair. Not fair. It's not fair. Not fair. But what I'm hoping for is to have a scene where I can have a conversation with Bellamy about shooting Jaha.
Yeah,
That's what I'm looking for. At some point.
Forget about it.
I mean, it's not a favorite character, but I'm really hoping at some point, I'm not in a rush, that we have that conversation. If we get to it.
Anyone else favorite character that's not the one you play?
Jaha.
I think Murphy kicks ass.
Oh, of course, yes, Murphy, of course.
Murphy's awesome. And you guys haven't seen enough of Monty, who is the coolest character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yep.
I got quite a few questions asking for more Monty.
Yeah.
Monty.
I love Monty.
I'm into that.
Anyone else favorite character?
Oh, thanks.
I haven't answered it.
No, Monty.
He hasn't said anything.
I love Monty. I would totally be him for a day.
I was gonna say Monty too.
Oh, really?
I usually say Raven.
There will be more Monty.
Raven's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think all the characters from Clexa, the supporting, Rob Perry, Whitworth, I mean, every character this season has just been amazing, right? Just everyone seems like every time I watch this season, well, I have a confession. You don't watch it?
You don't watch the show?
No, I don't. I don't watch it. I'm live tweeting. I'm a fraud. I don't have television, regular television and cable in my house, so I have to watch the next day on Thursday. So for those of you following me on Twitter, it's like, why is he tweeting on Thursdays? Because now I'm really excited about seeing what really came of it. I only know the script. But everything that I got caught up on, I forgot I was in the show. I was so excited to see everything, all these characters morph and change. It was really, and I'm serious, I've been doing this a long time. And all the characters become these full-bodied, almost like real people. Now I get why you get excited. Because I got so excited, I had to leave the stage, so. I got it.
Thank you. Gamora, your question, please.
Gamora.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Oh,
Cool.
hello.
Oh, that's wicked.
My name is Kara, and there's so much action in this show, and I feel like with stunts, if you were able to choose whatever stunt you could do, wanted to do, have done, and 100% you would not get hurt, what would that be? This is for anybody.
I love doing the wire work. You know, when I jumped out of that. I'd love to do more of that, but I don't think there's going to be any flying in our show.
You never know.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I heard a little birdie say once that we don't do our own stunts.
Yeah.
Let's just put the record straight. I don't even have a stunt double. We do our own stunts, and this is the hardest working cast you're going to find.
Yeah.
Now,
That little birdie was probably me.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not saying any names, but some of us took offense because
They do.
Marie
their own
is...
stunts. They do. I mean, there's a certain level of stunt that we can't let them do because we.
Well, they both got to fight almost butt naked. That was kind of cool.
But these guys are committed 100%. And when you see the DVD this season, you'll see one of the extras on the DVD is a sort of stunt previs thing, which is amazing. And you will, in fact, see them all doing their own stunts. So.
Yeah, there's been some incredible stunts. Like Bellamy, Bob's been hanging upside down minutes at a time doing some
Yeah,
crazy
that was
stunts.
pretty horrible.
Eliza
Probably wouldn't
jumping
wanna
off
do that again.
wires. Marie's constantly bruised because she just gives 100% every time.
I floated
Lynn's-
myself.
What's that?
I did my float stunt.
Oh, I don't want to know what you do to yourself. Like
I said I floated myself.
Was that in the bathroom just now? All right. You know, and Lindsay's the most athletic girl in the world. This woman's like,
yeah,
incredible. So, you know, they've got an incredibly talented but active cast as well. So we get to do a lot of stunts. Marshall Virtue's our stunt choreographer.
Marshall.
He gets to come up with some incredible ideas. Jason, you know, they formulate these incredible scenarios, and we are fortunate enough that we, you know, are trusted enough to carry them out. So we got a lot of stunts coming up for season 3. I'll spoil something. I'm stunting first day, I believe. My first scene is going to be a stunt. So straight off the bat, we're coming at you guys hard. So watch out for season 3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Next question.
Hi, Monica from Romania.
Hi,
Romania.
Monica from Romania. It's a big commute.
My question is for all of you.
Wow.
If you would come to Comic-Con to walk the floor, what would you dress up as?
What would you
Chun-Li.
cosplay as? Oh,
wow.
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Oh.
You know what? I'd probably go as myself, because no one ever believes it's you. I was out last night. I was walking around last night with a couple of these guys, and this guy walks up to me and is like, "You totally look like the chick from The 100." But you're not her. She's like, "I'm stood next to Lincoln."
And that's Jaha.
That's Jaha. Maybe. Bellamy, maybe? Okay. So yeah, that's probably the best way to walk around, is no one ever believes it's you. He's English, that can't be Lincoln. He's got no tats.
Anything else anyone would want to cosplay as?
I'd like to be Catwoman because I like to wear leathers.
I'd go as Pikachu, probably.
Pikachu.
I'd go as Sailor Moon for sure.
Oh, you made a good Sailor Moon that one year.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
Here you go. Thanks, guys. Thank
I
you.
don't know.
Next question.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't have one.
Oh.
Maybe a Smurf?
A Smurf.
Papa Smurf.
A specific Smurf or any Smurf?
With Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurf. The hat. Yeah. Papa Smurf. Yeah.
Hey there.
Hi, I'm Sage. Sorry, I'm shaking really badly.
Sage.
I'm fine. Okay, so a lot of the characters have killed people, obviously. So are they gonna have post-traumatic stress disorder from that? And is that gonna be portrayed at all?
Jasper.
Yes.
Jasper, for sure.
They all have post-traumatic stress. If you think about it, the characters from the Ark, the ones that have had the easiest go of things, survived a crash landing from a spaceship. So they all have post-traumatic stress. And yeah, we will see that played out dramatically this season, for sure.
Thank you very much. Next question.
Great question.
Hi. I was just wondering if you could bring someone who died on the show back, who would it be?
Ooh, that's so
Good question. Are you asking me?
That's a really tricky one.
Anybody?
I'd bring Finn.
I need like an obituary list with
Anya.
so many.
Anya was pretty tough. Bring back Anya.
Cage.
That's down.
Oh, I'd bring
good
back
question.
Raya. Oh,
Dante.
Dante.
I didn't get to work with
Loved
Raya.
him. I
That
felt
was a
really
hard
bad
one.
for shooting him.
Can I have my son back?
What about your dad, Eliza?
Or at least knew who.
Eliza, what about your
What
dad?
about your dad?
Oh, yeah, what about your dad? Yeah, what was your dad?
Bring him back!
Yeah, she found a better dad with Dante.
Is that Heidi?
I think I see a Clarke coming to the microphone.
Oh, is that a clock? Oh my god.
Oh, Clarke!
Well done. Where did you get that jacket?
That jacket's, it looks exactly the same.
It's the same one that was used on the show, and then I found it on eBay, took it apart, took about 10 hours of hand sewing, reconstruction.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's so
Good job.
Impressive. And who beat you up?
Anya, it happens.
Yeah.
My question, first, thank you so much for your communication with the fans, especially to Jason. We've talked a couple times on Twitter, and I really appreciate the communication you've had with the relationship. And I wanted to know, with all these characters that you've created that have such representation in the show, is it something you set out to do in the beginning, or does it kind of go along the way? I mean, when it comes to Raven and Clarke being bisexual, things like that.
Raven? Are you spoiling something?
Spoiler! No, Raven and with having with disabilities or representation,
Okay.
strong women, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the truth is that for us, it's not about gender or race or sexual orientation. It's about, can you survive? Are you strong or are you weak? That's the only division on our show. And that's why the women have the roles that they have, and that's why, bisexuality is treated in a way that isn't a big deal on the ground. Nobody makes a comment about it. There's not a story about the fact that one of our characters is gay or bisexual. And so, to me, I say sometimes...
Where it is 100 years in the future, hopefully we'll have that sorted out.
Man, you would hope.
Get back to where it was thousands of years ago. It wasn't an issue thousands of years ago. People loved who they wanted to love.
Yeah, I mean, some things get better post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Next question.
She's Clarke. I saw your first Clarke.
Hi guys, I really love the show. I love Raven.
It's Raven!
And I really love Plexa and Lark's. Plexa's whole storyline, but with Lexa betraying Clarke and the Sky People, what will happen with the Sky People and the Tree Crew? Is there going to be another war? Is there going to be fighting? Or is there going to attempt to be a peace treaty? Because she really messed up.
Well, they will attempt peace for sure. There's a lot of bad blood on certain levels from certain people, but when we come back, the war is not on, and the tension has been released slightly. But that won't last for very long.
Thank you very much.
Is that Game of Thrones?
I have a quick social question, though, I want to throw in here, which was someone asked, will we see the mutated grounders, more of them?
Yes, we will. We'll certainly see characters that we have seen before that are that have mutations, and we'll play that story out too, and sort of understand the psychology that somebody that goes through life with a mutation and how they're treated by the grounder culture. We'll play that out, yes.
Thank you.
I'm learning so much on this panel.
Please?
Hi, I'm Kayla, and I wanted to know, it's for everyone, but if you can play any other character, what would you play?
On this show?
Or ever? No, this show.
Oh, this show.
Yeah.
I'd still be Jaha.
Still.
I want to do that.
I like the Murphy role and Bellamy Blake roles. I think in the beginning their relationship was very complicated. The hanging and then still working together, and very interesting dynamic with those characters. But I still like Jaha.
I'd like to be Lexa so I can get my grounder on. Speak that language fluently. It's tough.
No. What? I would want to play Pauno, the gorilla.
Your sister?
Pauno.
Gorilla. Bob would like to play the gorilla.
Gorilla.
The gorilla?
Can we see an example of that?
It had a name?
Yeah, it was called Porno.
Or is that just gorilla and grounder?
Oh, do you not remember the clip of Lexa? Porno.
What is it?
That was his name, or was that
That's what it's. Well, he doesn't have a name. He can't tell me what his name is. It's a gorilla.
Then it's gorilla.
Oh, the gorilla.
That's what they called him.
His name was Pound or something.
Something like that, yes. Anybody know? Anybody speak Grounder
You
out
just
there?
opened up a Pandora's box up here, young lady.
Yeah. Is there?
How
It was actually me inside a gorilla suit.
It's Pow Na.
How now?
Do you have an elaborate history for Pow Now that we will learn?
The elaborate history for the gorilla. Well, there's a funny story about how the gorilla came into being, which I will not tell today, sorry. But it's basically, I think, in the post-apocalyptic genre, the idea that zoo animals will escape into the wild and somehow find their way to survive or not, that's who that gorilla was. Somebody who did that. In fact, that location that we shot that stuff at was a zoo. It was an abandoned zoo in Vancouver, so.
Yeah, it was pretty cool actually.
Yeah.
Except like Dean, our director's like, and now the gorilla is climbing over the wall, and like it was like roaring at us. It was really hard not to laugh the whole time. It was just so silly.
Yeah, we have to actually send a shout out to Dean White, our producing director, because he's amazing, and he did the gorilla episode, and he is a gorilla of a man.
He's very big.
Huge.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Thank you very much.
That was a tough question, clearly.
We have time for one more question.
Oh, look at that.
Hi guys, my name is Ton. So my question's for Jason. So what kind of a sense of hope or like a bright spot do you see in terms of the show's morality, given that season 2 was just a smattering of depression?
Wow, when you put it that way, it sounds awful.
I had fun.
That quote's going on the DVD, by the way.
Yes, that's for sure. Sell a lot
Mattering
of
of
copies.
depression. I love it.
I think the world is a tough world that these characters have all found themselves in, and we're just trying to be honest and true to that world. It's kill or be killed, and some people live and some people die. I know this isn't a great answer. They'll find some hope within each other. They'll fall in love or fall, in like or fall into bed. These types of things will happen. The way that we try to sort of, find bright spots in our own lives. And so,
Our own smattering of depression.
Yeah, it's really hard making a show. No, anyway, so yeah, I get it. I feel like the show is dark. It's going to be dark. It's not going to change. But those sort of, little pops of comedy, whether it's Monty and Jasper, little things like Lexa and Clarke's relationship, Bellarke, if that's ever to happen, we'll find our bright spots too.
Thank you very much. Well, I think all of us here love the smattering of depression that the movie brings us. So please thank all these guys. Season 3 coming next year. Gonna go start making it. Thanks again.